Well, good morning, finally, and welcome to a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus, where we're going to be spending about the next 45 minutes together, enjoying some beauty on the outside and some beauty on the inside. Now, what do we know today is? Today is October 31st, and it is Halloween. So, of course, we're going to be doing something special today. So, our easy makeup tutorial for today is going to be Color Burst. We are going to be creating a rainbow look with Juvia's Place culture palettes, and that's going to be Culture 1 and Culture 2. So, get ready for that. So, grab your palettes, grab you some ba-boom false eyelashes, and then come back and let's get started. All right. So, man, it was something getting to you today. I can hear you guys chiming in, and I'll get the chat turned on in just a second. So, just a reminder, speaking of the chat, no matter what platform you are joining us live on, there is going to be a chat stream. So, go ahead and ask your question right now, and I will do my best to get that asked and answered while we are live. If you're viewing this on my website, though, a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus.com, go ahead and click through to YouTube so that you can do your chat there. I don't think it's accessible on my website. So do that. That way you can get your, because there's going to be a lot of things happening today, let me tell you. So it's going to be super fun. I'm excited to share it with you. So our foundation verse for this podcast is Psalm 119, verse 11. I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. So that is our foundation verse. Now we have been working through, last week we did a Song of Solomon verse, and I hope you enjoyed that. The Song of Solomon, let me get that up there for you. That is, you are altogether beautiful, my darling. There is no flaw in you. And that was Song of Solomon, I think it was 4 verse 7. Am I right? Yes. Yay! So today, given our look as a color burst, we are going to be looking at a verse from Genesis. And this was a verse in Genesis chapter 9 that talked about the rainbow that was in the sky. So our verse for today is going to be, I'm putting my rainbow in the clouds, a sign of the covenant between me and the earth, me being God, between God and the earth. So let me get that there. We're going to get this hidden. We're going to get that scrolling across the bottom of our screen. So while we are doing our makeup, we're going to be use that verse that's scrolling across the bottom as kind of our timer in some ways. And so our makeup routine today is going to start out kind of normal. And then when we get to our eyes, it can get a little cray-cray, but that's okay. Hang on. I promise you, it's going to be super fun. All right. So, and I guess you could really do this with any colors, but in this particular instance, I would encourage you, if this is not your color palette, step out of your comfort zone for just today and just relish in the colors that God gave us in the rainbow. So, like I said, we're starting out a little bit normal. So we're going to start out with our Benefit Cosmetics. This is the POREfessional Matte Primer. I'm going to give that just a little bit of a shake. And then let's get that. We're going to use, that's a little much, but we're going to go with that. So today I feel we could use just about all the help we can get. So we're going to put that all over the face, around the lips. Okay, it was a little much, but it'll be fine. Okay. Use a little smaller amount than that. Okay, let me actually get the chat going here because I can hear you guys already. Hello! Good morning, good evening. Some of you are coming from far away. I know for some reason, like Italy, I think it's Italy and Spain. So if you're Italy and Spain and you're here with us today, give a shout out. I would love to recognize you because it's like nighttime there. So thanks for hanging out with me today. Okay, so now that we have that, we are going to go into our concealer. So I'm using the It Cosmetics by Under Eye. This is the shade 11, light nude. So whatever your shade is, make sure it's like 1 to 2 shades lighter than what your foundation shade is. And we're just going to do a little ribbon of that. If I can get it to come out. There we go. Whoop. And a little bit of this goes a long way. So you're just going to put this wherever you are trying to hide something. That could be redness. That could be acne scarring. It could be, I don't know. Maybe you've got like old age spots. I've got one, but it's like in my hair. So yay for it being in my hair. Okay. So we're just going to let that set that for just a second because that blends out way better if you will let it warm up to your body temperature. So we're going to talk for just a second. Then we're going to grab our It Cosmetics brush for Ulta. This is the Airbrush Blurring Foundation brush number, I think 101. So now we're going to blend that out. And we're just going to use a gentle touch. I'm going to let that take over that redness on the top of my cheek there. Although today, you won't notice it. Okay. So now that we've got, everything kind of neutralized, we've got an even playing field. Now our foundation can do its job a little bit more effectively. So foundation, now that you're speaking about that, I'm going to use the Lancome Tinty Doll today. I'm the shade 225N. If you do not love the shade of your foundation, there are so many options open to you nowadays. So make sure you get to your nearest Sephora, Ulta, Mac store, and get a shade match. Let a professional help you out. They will they will figure out your skin undertone and they will get you shade matched. All right, so we're just going to use one pump to start with. We're going to get that kind of all over, and then we're going to blur it in and blend it. Right along that chin. There you go. Making sure we especially get around those lips. That will help our lipstick to last longer. We're going to do just one. Oh, how about if I point the foundation the right way? Here we go. We're going to do just kind of a partial pump, and that is going to do our forehead. Blending it up into that hairline. Oh yes, thank you for noticing. Yes, I did get my hair cut. It's a modified mohawk. I was missing her. So it just goes to a point in the back instead of a, like the wide line that comes down. So, man, Christy at the Ulta in Waxahachie is amazing. If you need a haircut, go see Christy. All right. So we're just going to get a little close in. We're just going to make sure everything looks as good close up as it did far away. All right. So now that we've got this beautiful, even complexion, we are going to set that so it stays put all day. So I am using the Laura Mercier. This is the translucent ultra blur setting powder. Just going to give that a couple of taps. Cannot say enough good about this setting powder. I'm using the Beauty blender with the pointy tip on it. We're going to start out with that pointy tip and work around that eye. Just making sure that we are pressing that into that foundation to set that. And then we're going to flip it over. So now the round end is on the top. And we're going to press in the setting powder all over the face. Yes, you can use a brush if you want to. I just like the powder puff better. Okay, so we're just you know what? You can see the colors we're going to be using. Okay. Now our contouring is going to remain the same today. So let's go ahead and grab your bronzer, whatever bronzer you're using. I am going to be using the Hoola bronzer for today. Love this one. Comes in a couple of different shades. You've got a light, the regular, a caramel, and a toasted. So lots of different shades available to you depending on the complexion that you have. So we're going to go from the top of the ear. We're going to curve down and head towards the nose, but we're going to stop right about where your eye. And we're going above the hollow of the cheek. And then we're going to go up on that temple. You can decide the level of intensity you want with that. Still using that flat side there. We're going to go right up along that hairline. Now I'm going to use a small side. I'm keeping a neutral face so that this is truly going under my jawline. Then we're going to use that same short side. And let's just, we're not really going to see a whole lot on the nose today, but okay, now let's grab our Juvia's Place or whatever your highlighter is. This is the Tribe Highlighter Volume 3. And we're going to use the other side of that brush. Swirl it around right on the top of that cheek, right beside that temple. Again, I don't know how much of this you'll actually be able to see today. All right, so now that we've got that, let's grab our blush brush. And I'm using the Juvia's Place of Volume 4. Now, there's a lot going to be happening on our eyes today. So I'm just going to be sticking in this lighter shade right here. So, very pigmented. You just need a little bit. So we're going to go right between that the highlighter and the bronzer. We're going to give just a little bit up here on the forehead, tip of the nose, chin. There we go. Okay, so now we've got color where we want it. We are going to grab our lipstick. So for today, I'm going to be using 3 different lip products. So we're going to use a lip liner and then 2 MAC lipsticks. So to start out with, we're going to line. I'm using the Ulta Beauty collection. This is the lip liner in the shade Fuchsia. Okay, I seem to be having a little mirror problem. Okay, let's try this. There we go. And we're really going to ride that lip line today. And now let's do the bottom. All right. Now we're going to start out with the MAC, the Retro Matte Lipstick. This is the Flat Out Fabulous. Just a nice, beautiful, little deeper color of pink. And then because it's the matte, it's not going to detract from everything we're going to have going up here. Okay, so we're going to start out with the top. And today we're just going to color in that whole lip. There we go. And now the bottom. All right. I'm actually going to overline just a little bit on that top lip. There we go. Okay, so now we've got that on there. We're going to grab our Candy Yum Yum because you know I can't do something with that pink in it without putting some Candy Yum Yum in there. So, Candy Yum Yum, we're going to put that just in the center. There. Just going to lighten up that center of that lip, give us a little more fullness. Okay. So, now that we have got all that done, our face is ready to go for a spectacular eye look today. Okay, so let's say our verse together first. I'm putting my rainbow in the clouds, a sign of the covenant between me and the earth, Genesis 9:13. Okay, so let's go ahead. I need to, there we go, get that down just a smidge. Okay, so we are going to be using the Culture palette and the Culture 2 palette. So let's start out with the Culture 2 palette. In the Culture 2 palette, we're going to be using Waroba, and then we're going to use, I think it's Masai, and then Motherland right here. So those are the three we're going to get from this palette. And then the Culture palette, we're going to use two from here. We're going to use Kobo. That's one of them. And then, what's the other one? Oh, Pikawas. So those are the two we're going to get from this one. So we're going to start out, well, before we get there, getting ahead of myself now. So first we need a prime. So we're going to grab our Eye Prime this way. I'm the shade 1. There's a couple of different shades, so find the one that works for you. And we're going to start out by first applying the primer like all over the place. Okay, so I'm actually going to put well, I got so much happening there. I'm just going to actually put it on the brush. So, there you go. And we're just going to go kind of a little all over the place with this today, but I tell you, it is going to be super fun. So let's get a little more. Gonna get a little up here, get a little down here. And you're just gonna go from the lash line all the way up to your brow. And then we're gonna round that out and get all underneath the eye. This will help you to get a little more intensity from your colors, and it will also help them to wear better. Blend that out a little bit. There we go. And now the same thing with the other side. So we've got that on there. We're going to get a little here. We're going to go here. Let's blend that out from the bottom to the top. And then all the way around. And this does not need to look like super, you know, this doesn't need to be super pretty. This can be a little messy, it doesn't matter. But you just want to make sure that you got it covered. And then wherever you put this, you're going to need to make sure that your shadow goes there. Okay. I think I've got it pretty even on both sides. All the way up into that brow. All right. Now that we got all that, as if that's not crazy enough, I was just about ready to say, let's let the crazy begin, but I think it already started. Okay, so most of these, you are just going to be using a nice, fluffy, big shadow brush. So we're going to start out in the Culture 2, and we're going to be in the Roroba first. So you're just going to get that in there, both sides, and that's going to go right here down the middle. I'm going to go down the center. And we're going to make this a little wider than we want it in the end, because we want to have something to blend the next color into. So we're going to go, I think, the whole nose way. We're going to go from the corner of the eye all the way up. And then maybe just let it overlap a little bit. Now, because these are such pigmented colors, we are going to use a total different brush for each color. I think that's how you're going to get your best look out of it. Okay, so we're going to set that brush down, and we are going to grab, I think I'm going to use this. So this is a Morphe 441. It's a little fluffy, but I think it'll work. And now I'm going to be in the Masai, this one right here. Now I do see a little something flecked in there, so let me swipe that out. Okay, so with the Masai, because this is a fluffy one, I'm just going to get it on that edge there. And we're just going to go on the top of the lid right here. And that's going to go about a third of the way. And then we're just going to blend that into that yellow just a smidge. Oh, it helps when you dip it back in if you make sure you get it in the right color. And just blend it a little bit. Now I feel like, let me grab a smudger here. I feel like that fluffy brush didn't do a good job of getting it right there on the inside. So let's just go ahead and get it there ourselves. There we go. Okay. And we're just going to make sure we've got enough color there. It's even on both sides. And now let's go ahead and grab that next brush. And this time we're going to need the Culture 2 palette. So I am grabbing, this is a Morphe E62, I think. So this one's kind of an angle brush, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to be in this one, and we're going to use the Koba. And this is the Culture, the original Culture palette. So Koba right here. And we're just going to get it on the edge of that brush right there on that tip. And that is going to be our middle color up here. And actually, we're going to go quite a ways out with this one. I'm feeling like, well, I don't have one, so. Okay, let's just keep going. Keep going, keep going. Okay, Kobo. And that's going to go all the way to the outside here. And you want to make sure you're getting all the way up into that brow. Now, all of these are matte colors. I know, how unlike me, but don't worry. We're going to get it here in just a minute. Okay, so I'm going to go back. I'm still going to use the brush I was using, but I'm going to go grab a little bit of that Masai, and then let's just get that mixed together right here. There we go. We're just going to let that blend out. Okay, now we're going to go back to the original Culture palette. We need another brush. I am going to be using, because I'm starting to run out of brushes, this is a Real Techniques, looks like a 086. And we're going to be, I believe it's the Culture 2. Nope, just kidding. Back to the original Culture. And we're going to go into the shade Ecowas, this one right here. It's kind of a nice purple. And that's going to round our corner here. And remember, get all the way up to your eye. And then we're just going to let that outside edge kind of fade out. Now remember, I said, wherever you put that primer, that's where you need to get your shadow. So make sure you're catching it. All those places you put that primer, you're going to end up with a weird, like, white spot. Okay, nice. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab the brush that I used for the Kobo. And then let's just go ahead and blend those together right here. Nice. Okay, let's just look back, make sure we got both sides even. I feel like it needs to come over just a little bit more here. Okay. Now we're going to grab yet another brush. This one is a Velvet Luxe Effortless Crease, number 320. This one is an It Cosmetics brush. And for the blue, we're going to be using, I think that's actually, is it the Culture is the blue? Yes, that is Delta. So in the original Culture palette, we're going to switch over to the Delta. And with this one, you're just going to swirl it right on that tip. And that's going to be the middle color here on the bottom. Right up to that eye. Or you could just poke yourself in the eye. Oh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. You're going to make sure that blends over into that purple, which, well, that's a culture one. And then we're just going to let that soften out. And we're going to blend that over a little bit into that purple. Let me actually grab that brush, and then let me grab the culture palette. We're going to let that Eco Was. We're going to just go over those two areas, blend those together. Oh my gosh, are you not having fun already? Okay. So we're going to go back for our final color. And this is our, fifth or sixth final color. This is the It Brushes for Ulta. This is the Plush All Over Shadow number 322. We're going to go into the Culture 2 palette. And our last color is going to be our Motherland. So we're going to have that nice green right there. Again, you're just getting that on that tip of that brush. And that's going to go right here. Remember, make sure you dip back into the same color. Okay. And that's going to go all the way down to the blue. It's not wanting to blend right there. We go. Just had to convince it a little. Okay, same thing on the other side. I think just like we had to do with the orange, I think we're going to have to use a smudger to get this color to the inside over here. I'm going to blend that into that yellow just a little bit. Okay, let me grab that smudger. I'm going to get that on that Motherland, and let's go all the way up here. Right, all the way up into that right there. Man, if we don't have a rainbow going on. All right. So let's go back to, I think it was the orange one where we did with the Maasai. I'm going to bring that over just a little. Nice. Okay, let's go back with that Motherland. There we go. Just wasn't quite all the way on the inside corner. There we go. Now, if you have wrinkles like me, you may have to do a little squinting to get it all up in those cracks. Okay, I know this is probably a funny thing to say, but if you have any fallout, go ahead. Oh, you made me snort a little. Okay, so now we've got our color just about where we want it. So we are going to do some eyeliner, And then our mascara, our lashes, and then we're going to do something at the end that will complete the look. So I'm going to start out by grabbing my Killer Liner, and this is from Too Faced. We're going to go from that outside corner to about halfway in here. Same thing on the other side. And then on the bottom, we're going to go all the way across on the bottom this time. Okay, we're going to catch that water line too. Just make sure you're not pulling too hard on that lower part of your eye there. We don't want to stretch out that skin. Okay. Now we do want to add a little depth of intensity to the under part of the eye where we just were. Let me see if we've got a black in here. We do not. Okay, let's use, I think Edo might be dark enough. So I am going to grab, this is Morphe M152. We're just going to grab the Edo, which is in the Culture palette. It's this dark purple one right here. We're just going to use that to help darken right up along that line. Okay. And we're going to grab our Too Faced Better Than Sex liquid eyeliner, which I'm looking for. Okay, maybe I didn't grab that one. Pardon me just a moment. All right. So, Too Faced Better Than Sex liquid eyeliner. Just didn't have it. Okay, so we're going to do something fun on the inside corner of this. So, on the outside, we're just going to follow that line right along that lash line. We're gonna have a nice thick lash today, so don't be afraid of that line. But then we're gonna bring that inside corner down. So I want you to look up, tap that corner down, and bring that up to your line. There you go. And then we're gonna connect that corner to your lower lash line. Going to give it a nice little point here. There you go. Same thing on the other side. Nice wide line. And let's get our point. and then bring it in. There we go. We're going to get that to dry a little faster. We're just going to fan that down. Okay. So whatever your brow product is that you're going to be using, we're going to do that here before we get into the other part of the eye. So this is, for me, because I have fashion colored hair, I'm going to be using the NYX. This is the Jumbo Eye Pencil. I'm in the shade Eggplant. And we're just going to get that brow done. So follow that brow around as you normally would. There we go. Same thing on the other side. And now I'm going to take that angled brow brush. We're going to get that brow product exactly where we want it today. Clean it up. Bring a nice point to the tip here. Nice. Okay. I need to blend out that yellow just a smidge right there. There we go. That's better. That's better. Okay. So let's go ahead and do the thing, and then we will put our lashes on as our last step. Okay. So I am using the LA Girl glitter palette, and this is in, I think it's Euphoric. Yeah, Euphoric. So we've got these colors here that we're going to be playing with, and literally we're using just about every single one that's in the palette. So we're going to start out with this yellow one here. Yellow is going to go on yellow. And this works better if you just use your finger. And I want you to extend that glitter just past that shallow line a little bit. It's going to help you with the blending out. And then what do we got next? I've got an orange. Okay, there we go. Then we've got the pink. Actually, in this palette, let me wipe my finger off. I'm going to use the lighter pink here and use the darker pink on the purple because there's not a purple. Okay, so let's go into the lighter pink here. And that's going to be this color here. And you're going all the way up to the brow with that. Okay, now we're going to use, it's actually a pink, but we're going to use that on here on the purple. And then we're going to wipe our finger off and go to the blue. Almost there, almost there. And then in the center of this palette, we have a light green. So we're going to use that light green here. Okay. Now, we got all this happening here. So we're going to take I've got in the top center here, there is kind of an iridescent star kind of thing. So we're just going to kind of tap that all around the outside here. Oop. Or we're going to grab a little of the green too. Just have fun with it. Let me get a little here, just like a touch. There we go. Oh, it looks like a little pink one decided to tack on. Here, let's get him out of there. Okay, there we go. And we're going to go down here. We need some stars here. Okay. Now, I know that's a little ridiculous, but wait till you see this. I love these lashes. But I feel like if you just can't every day wear these lashes. Okay. These are, oh, they were on clearance when I got them. These were the Ardell. This is the big, beautiful lashes, or BBL. And then this is the OOTD. And so I have already wore these before, so they're already trimmed and all that. But they have like multiple layers. And can you see that, like where it stops and then starts again? Oh my gosh, I just love these. Okay, so we're going to use these. We're going to grab our, oh, you know what? We don't have mascara on yet. Okay. I'm so excited. I lost track of myself. Okay, so we're going to curl our lashes. Thank you for saying that in the chat. So we're going to curl our lashes. So grab your Great Grip Onyx Lash Curler, and we're going to do that. Make sure that it does not pinch your eye, so give it a little bit. You also want to make sure that you're holding that out from your look today. So let's use that versus our timer. I'm putting my rainbow in the clouds, a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Genesis 9:13. And to the other side. Find that nice sweet spot. There we go. I am putting my rainbow in the clouds, a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Genesis 9:13. Oh my goodness, so much glitter happening up in here. Okay, so we just need one coat of mascara. We just need our lashes to be able to blend in with the lashes. Because that's a lot of lash. And try not to get it in your eye. There we go. Okay. Other side. Okay, now, if that happens, don't worry. Just grab your brush and get it off of there. So in case you didn't see what that was, my mascara wand touched my shadow on my upper lid just a smidge. And we are going to put a regular amount of mascara on the bottom lashes because they don't get false ones. Making sure we're sweeping up and under the bottom of those so that even the tips are coated. Okay, to the other side. Okay. I think we got everybody covered now. Okay, now back to our lashes that we were looking at. We are going to use our lash tool. We're going to grab those, and they're pretty easy to tell which end is which end because they are definitely flared. So even if you've trimmed them, like mine need a lot of trimming, and you can still tell what lash goes where. I am using the Allure 18-hour lash glue. So we're just going to grab those lashes right there in that center. And because these are definitely a bolder lash, you want to make sure that you cover these well with the lash adhesive, because you want to make sure that they go on and then they stay on all day. No fun to be playing with lashes. You also want to make sure that you catch the back of the band so that it has adhesive everywhere that it needs it. And we're definitely making sure that we pay special attention to the outside corners on these lashes. Okay. Oh, hold on. I got a little something, I think, from the last time I wore them. Well, that's no fun. Okay. There we go. Like I said, you want to make sure that you catch the outside corners of these well, and evidently last time I did that. So, yay! This is easier with the lash tool, but my hand's already on it. Okay. So back of that lash band. And then making sure we catch the top of that. Okay, and the outside corners. Okay, there we go. Set that bad boy down. We're going to pick up the first set that we did. And they are not quite ready. Let me actually seal my adhesive. There we go. So you can tell that right now the adhesive is white. And it's still very shiny. So that glue is not quite ready to go yet. So we're just going to fan that down a little bit. Now I need to remember which end is which end. Okay. We're going to fan that down a little bit. And we're going to put these right on that eyeliner line that we created a moment ago. So right there in the middle, set that bad boy down. And then we're going to walk it around. And then make sure our lashes are in with those lashes. Let me actually pinch this here. There we go. Okay, nice. I told you though, these are some kind of lashes. I love them though. Look at that. Okay. Other side, fanning that down just a smidge. Put that right in the middle there. Right on your lash line. Gonna get the inside corner. And yes, you are correct. Usually I do grab the outside corners of the bands and soften them. I had already wore these before, and the band on this is pretty, I guess you'd say aggressive. So it was already shaped to my eye shape. But yes, you would grab both outside corners and then you would roll it in between your fingers. That is correct. Okay, so we're just going to make sure those lashes are in with our lashes, making sure our inside corner stays down. There, much better. Okay, nice. So now we want to make sure that our look stays all day long. So we are going to use our Juvia Place. This is the Ready, Set, Sealed. We're going to give that a little bit of a shake. We're going to spray that. I'm going to dry that down. Oh my gosh. Yes, I know I say it every time, but I love the smell of that setting spray. Okay. Now, if you can see right here it's happening. If your bottom lashes should try to join with your top ones, just take your lash tool and disconnect it and then just go on. It'll be fine. Okay, so you can see we got a lot going on here, but oh my goodness, was it not super fun? So excited to have hung out with you here on this absolutely glorious Halloween. I hope that you are going to enjoy our Bible verse that we'll be working on this week. That is scrolling across the bottom of your screen right now. So let's just say that verse together. I'm putting my rainbow in the clouds, a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Genesis 9:13. So we'll be working on that all week long. So it has been a joy to hang out with you. I look forward to seeing you throughout this week on social media or my website, a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus.com. So before we go, let me send you out with a blessing. I know it seems a little weird saying that when I have quite this much makeup on, but you know what? We'll get over it. So let me send you out with a blessing. So if you know this verse, if you know this song, you can sing it with me. Thank you, Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. All right. The Lord bless you and keep you, make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift his face toward you and give you peace. Heavenly Father, I am so thankful for all those who have, come in a little bit late with me, hung out with me here the whole time. Some of them staying up a little bit late at night for this. Father, I just pray a special blessing on them this week, that you would help us to remember every time we see a rainbow in the sky, that is because of you, because of a promise that you are fulfilling, that you made back all those thousands of years ago. And I just pray that you would help us to remember that verse, to memorize it, to hold it in our heart this week, that we would have that ready and accessible for us when we need to remember your promises and how you fulfill them, and that we would have that ready and available to say to others as a time of encouragement when they might need it. I just pray all these things in the most wonderful and gracious name of Jesus. Amen. Well, it has been a great day here with you today. I pray that you have a fantastic week, and I look forward to seeing you on social media. So if you've got your look done, go ahead and put a picture, or, if you're on YouTube, do a video and put a video response, and let me see what you got going. Let me see how yours turned out. So I pray again that you have a wonderful day. I love you. Goodbye. Mwah, and God bless.